Hi, this is Nancy from Over the Hill Farmstead. I picked this book up at a local store yesterday, and it's like the perfect sourdough cookbook because it has all different recipes in here for basic sourdough recipes and then some fancier things. But there are also some recipes in the back for what we call sourdough discard, which is when the sourdough is not active and you need to feed it, you need to use some of it or discard it. And so instead of throwing it out, you can use it to make pancakes or biscuits or whatever. So this is a cookie recipe. And because I also have some ricotta cheese that I need to use, I'm going to actually make a half a recipe. And I don't have a lime, so it's going to be lemon. So we're going to improvise. So here we go. So I'm having the recipe. So 4 tablespoons of softened butter first. And into that, I'm going to mix the sugar, which is over here. And I need a half a cup of sugar. So these are 1/4 cup measuring. So that would be a half. So I'm going to mix that together first. And then we'll add our wet ingredients. The only problem with having this recipe is that I need to use a half an egg. So we'll see how that works. I've never done that before. Bella will benefit from the other half with her dinner. I'll cook it up for her. So I decided after I got this recipe book that I want to go through it and I want to make every recipe. So in that process, I'm going to take you all along with me, and we'll see how they turn out. I've been using my sourdough starter for many years, but I tend to make the same things over and over, so it'll be nice to expand my horizons a little bit. Okay, so next we're going to add half an egg. That's a 1/4 cup, so that's going to be half. I'll put that over there for Miss Bella. And then we want a 1/4 cup of sourdough starter. So even though it's a discard, it's still bubbly. I took it out of the refrigerator this morning. I have a very active starter. So we're going to do a 1/4 cup. Come on, you. There we go. That'll work. Perfect. Put that over there. I'll have to feed that later. So that's a 1/4 cup of inactive starter or discard. And then our ricotta. So this is a half a cup of ricotta. Like that. And then a zest of a lime, which we don't have, so improvise. Lemon. And then I think we add the vanilla. So we don't need to measure vanilla. Oh, about a half a teaspoon. And that's about a half. And now we just need to mix these. I'm going to a friend's tomorrow, so I can bring cookies because I always like to share calories. Greg says I'm making him fat with the oven, so. Ooh, this smells good. It says to use the stand mixer for this, but I don't mind doing it by hand. Stand mixer's right there, but. Okay, so now we're going to do 1½ cups of flour. All-purpose flour. So there's one. And because I dirtied my 1/4, I'll get my other one. So 1/4. And there we go, 1½ And I think baking powder and salt are all that are left. So 1 tablespoon of baking powder. So I'm going to do sort of half. That's about a half. And I think it says a half a teaspoon. Yep, so 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then after we get this all mixed, it needs to chill in the fridge for ½ hour to an hour. So I think that'd be a good time to go for a walk.
That'd be a good time.
Yeah. So, and we'll come back and get them in the oven. And then after they're all baked and cooled, just make a simple icing with confectioner's sugar and the juice of a lemon. And that's it. So pretty easy to come together. And a good way, like I said, good way to use that sourdough discard, because you don't always feel like making bread. We don't eat a lot of bread. And I like to use the sourdough, you know, to keep it active. Like every week I take it out of the refrigerator and either use it to make bread or something else. So, all right, it looks like it's pretty well mixed. So I'll just get a cover on this and put it in the fridge. And we'll come back after our walk. So we had a really nice walk. Beautiful day. Not very sunny, but that's okay. It's winter. So first things first, Bella is waiting for dinner. Right, Bella? And so I cooked the ½ an egg in the frying pan for her. And we're going to put it in her food. What do you think, Bella? All right. Oh, that looks yummy. Sit. Good. Sit. Good girl. She's like, I'm not sitting for that. Okay. My oven is Oven is preheated to 350 degrees. Got my sheet pans ready. And the dough is nicely chilled. So I guess all we do is put it on the pan. Recipe doesn't say how far apart to put them, but that's about how far apart I usually put cookies. So get these baked. Dough smells good. And I'm using a little mini, little cookie scoop, but you could just use a tablespoon or whatever you have. Had a good dinner there, Bella? She's such a funny eater. She doesn't, like, our old dog. He put the food down and he inhaled it in like 20 seconds. And she eats much, much more feminine-like, I guess. But sometimes her food sits there all day. She doesn't let it sit if I put egg in it, though. Well, she ate all the egg out of it. Dummy. I thought I was only going to have maybe 2 cookie sheets worth, but probably not. So I'll spread them out a little bit. So I'll have to do another batch. So it says to cook them for 15 minutes. Sounds like a lot to me, so I'll check them in 10 minutes. And then we'll just keep track of which recipes I've done and depending on what I have in the house and what we feel like having at the time. So I'm just going to spread these out just a little bit here. That'll be good. All right, in the oven they go. I'll set the timer for 15 minutes and be right back. So they took the 15 minutes to cook. I was surprised, but they're nice and brown on the bottom. So I'm going to take them off, put them on a rack to cool. I ended up with just another little sheet pan with 4 more on it. So this was a half a recipe, which is perfect. It's dangerous to have too many cookies around, in this house anyway. Smells good in here. So while they were in the oven, I juiced the lemon that I had zested and mixed some of it with just confectioner's sugar to make a simple glaze. So when they're totally cool, I'll just dip them in the glaze and let them cool, and then we'll have a taste. So let's get glaze on these cookies. They're cool. So I'm just going to take them like this, dip the top in there. It's going to drip down a little bit. That's why I put the wax paper down there. And then we're going to let them set. We could taste one before their glaze is set. We have to have a taste. And it's only right. I mean, we wouldn't want to give cookies to friends that didn't taste good. That wouldn't be nice. I think they're going to be yummy. So I'm going to go ahead and finish these up. But in the meantime, let's have a taste. Here we go. Good. Very lemony. Really soft and pillowy. I don't know if you can tell that. It's a nice soft cookie. Very good. Win-win. I'll mark it in the book, and we'll be back with the next recipe. Have a good day.